And the fortunate thing is that, you know what, it never worked because we're still here. We're still survivors, and we will continue to survive one day at a time.
Survivors of the 60s Scoop, their family and loved ones came together in Calgary Sunday to share stories and bring awareness to historical and ongoing trauma their communities are facing. The 60s Scoop Healing Walk Committee organized and hosted the march from Fort Calgary to the Central Public Library. That's where people came together to listen and learn.
It was a vision, but so many rallied around it to be part of today, to show goodness, to show that there is power in number, that our elders are there for us, and they guide us.
It was a first of its kind march, organizers saying that amid truth and reconciliation, they felt there was a need to have more focus on survivors of the 60s Scoop, a period of time when Indigenous children were taken away from their parents and placed in mostly non-Indigenous households, resulting in lingering trauma for survivors.
Just all that trauma and all that loss, you know, it really snowballed, and I actually spent a lot of time on the streets here in the city of Calgary.
North Pagan is a survivor of the 60s Scoop and says he, like so many, have lost family and friends who have lived on the streets of Calgary. He says the government's involvement in the 60s Scoop and other harm against Indigenous people was and is a travesty.
We are Indigenous to this land that we now call Canada, and for the government of Canada to treat the Indigenous people the way that they did, call it for what it is. It's genocide.
But there is hope, those in attendance pointing to the children, saying they are an inspiration for future generations, doing what the previous generations could not, proudly wearing their regalia and sharing tradition.
The vest represents pride and to open your heart to those who you trust.
In Calgary, Jillian Code, City News.